Hello everyone. As usual, I'm going to share into my group, and then that way they also get the benefits. I'm going to fix my camera here too. Hopefully we don't lose my camera a few times. If you've watched my last few videos, I've had some mishaps, which is completely normal sometimes. But I'm in the making of fixing up my area where I would really like to spend a lot of my time doing all my lives, so I don't have it completely set up yet. So I am just finding the live video in my group, or in my business page here, and I see it now. So I don't have it. Sound is on. Check, check, and check. Maybe 2 seconds here. I'm just gonna share this to my group, like I said. And once I do that, we're going to get started. And I have some questions or some inquiries of how to do setup statements and on specific things that were in response to my questions that I asked from Monday and Wednesday's video. Some questions were resistance to making money, how they can do some tapping work on that. Resistance on receiving clients. There's a lot of different things that come up around anger, people that feel guilt and shame and aren't sure about feeling anger. So there's some stuff that I'm going to talk about to help people work through that kind of stuff and give you some tapping scripts for that. But let me just share this. Isn't it nice to just watch me as I'm typing? Okay, share. Sharing. Now I'm just going to hop into my group and we are ready to go. So, as I was saying, and by the way, if you are not in my group as of yet, please do join our group. There's a bunch of women collaborating. It's a new group, so we're just starting to build it. And if you are new and you are in our group, welcome and thank you so much for joining me. We're just getting started in there, so there'll be crickets once in a while, but right now it's busy because I am doing a training and it's probably going to last for a few weeks. But what you don't want to miss out is the opportunity for a live group coaching call that will give you an opportunity to have some laser coaching with me, which is going to be exciting because what you have to work through will benefit others. So we can also overcome any fear that you may have, excuse me, in terms of speaking in front of other people. So don't be intimidated or afraid of that. All right, so I've got everything pulled up. Okay, so welcome to Friday's call. I do not hop on over the weekends, but I will be watching and monitoring any questions or comments that you have and will be responding to them the best that I can. It is Easter weekend, so I hope everybody has some plans to go spend some time with family. Just trying to get comfortable because I want to make sure you can see me while we tap today. If you're driving, particularly just listen. Hey Courtney, hey Melissa, how are you guys? For some people, Friday matters a lot to everyone because it's the end of the work week. For me, I have another part of my life that some of you may not know that I do, so we'll start there because I own and operate a breeding horse industry. What? A breeding horse business. So what I do is I breed racehorses. I breed them and then I deliver the babies. So this time of year is when all the babies are coming and I'm up a lot during the night. So my confession is I woke up today from my awesome couple hours of sleep and felt like a bag of crap, to politely put that. And I hope everybody has some water or some liquid because if you're going to tap along with me today, remember what I mentioned on Wednesday, that drinking water when doing energy work is very, very important. So make sure you have your water. One other thing. I may have to pop off just super quick. I'll stay on, but I'm just going to have to run quick because I do have food in the oven for my little one. I'll let you know when that's coming. Okay, so my confession is that I woke up feeling like a bag of crap, and I didn't know that I was going to show up today. And then I went, you don't do that because you committed. And why was I resisting coming? It was because I just wanted to lay there. I really just wanted to lay in bed and do nothing all day. But I do have stuff to do, and the stuff that I've chosen to do today, I forgive myself for not doing the other things, and the way I got through it was tapping. And I'm going to start off our first tapping exercise, as I promised we were going to do some exercises today, on forgiving ourselves for that to-do list. Because you know how you like don't get stuff done and then it moves into the next day, and then moves into the next day, and then moves into the next day. Sometimes it even moves into months away. Courtney says, must be in the air. Same here. Yeah, so one way that we can actually pick up and start going again is by actually stop fighting the resistance, accept exactly where we are, process what's going on for us, shift it, and be okay with, we'll pick it up later. So there's two forms of procrastination. There's the one where you just recognize and accept and realize that you may just need a break. And then there's a procrastination you get stuck in and you just kind of linger out and it just it just drags on and on and on, and then you don't get back on. You got that all or nothing thinking of, well, I'll just wait till Monday to get started again. It's easier that way. No. So the procrastination that I had today was just because I needed to pay attention. It was a way for me to go, why am I procrastinating my day? And when I checked in with myself, I was like, I definitely need to do some tapping on this one. And my result from doing the tapping shifted the energy that was around the whole frustration and upset that I was not doing the list that I had planned today and have all these goals that I just did not accomplish today. I shifted all that, and it allowed me to recognize that I'm just freaking tired. And it is okay to be tired. It is okay to take a break. It is okay to just chill the F out. I have decided that you're going to just get to see the real me all the time. And these videos are not about me pretending to be anything else. So but you need to chill out. Like, there's times where you just need a break. And even though the long weekend's coming, you know what? Today's actually a good day for me to take a break because tomorrow I've got a lot of stuff to do. Sunday we have family coming over, and Monday I've got a lot of stuff to do because of the long weekend. So thank goodness I finally kicked my butt and said, I'm watching my daughter juice everywhere. So cool. Melissa says, I feel you. I'm so sick, and being up with this darn pup that's not doing as good as the rest has made me feel so much worse because I'm not sleeping much more than an hour at a time. That's how I am with my horse, waiting for all these mares to have their babies. Melissa, I'm so sorry that your puppy's not doing very well. And everybody, I think, has had this head cold. So I really feel like we can even talk about tapping on the head cold. If everybody's cool with it, please do know that I am just going to go make sure my daughter's food is not burning in the oven. And I'm going to be right back. I'm so sorry to do this, but timing, life of a mama. I'll be back. Should I write that in the comments? I'll be right back. Really hot, okay? Let it cool down, okay? Okay. Everybody hear me okay still? Sorry if I lost you. That is the life of a mamapreneur. I have a daughter that I still have to take care of. And really, it's cool that I get to do what I do and still have my daughter at home. So cool. Good. So let's do the tapping. So I'm going to do a tapping round on, I think where I'm going to start for what was going on today, because even Courtney mentioned that it must be in the air, is why am I procrastinating? Or frustration of not getting the to-do list done. Maybe let's do that. Okay. So the setup statement in this is, I have a huge to-do list. Yep, I can feel the charge still. So clearly I still have some more to do. So what I'm doing is I'm saying the statement. I have a huge to-do list today. And I'm checking in with my body. And I feel I always get a charge up my back when something really resonates with me. And that just happened for me. So, but I'm still a 7, which a 7 is very high for me because that means there's still some pretty big intensity. So I have not completely forgiven myself for not doing everything that I had on my list today. So my setup statement is now, I've got my rating, I feel it in my body, I've associated with that, and now I know what I'm saying. So I'm going to start with that, and we're going to follow along. We're going to do the 3 tapping, we're going to do it 3 times, the setup statement on the side of the hand, and then we're going to follow into doing the actual tapping sequence, which are the 8 points that I showed you. If you did not see us Monday and Tuesday, go ahead and follow along later. I will start by showing you how to tap on the points in this. Just follow along. Can't do it wrong. Especially if you're following me, you're not going to do it wrong. So don't worry about that part. And then you can review those videos later. So don't hop off. Just follow along. So everybody on the side of the hand, just start lightly tapping. And even if you have a cold, just gently tap. This might help you. So we say this. Repeat after me. Even though I have this huge to-do list today, it's really bugging me, I'm willing to accept myself anyways. And remember, I'm tapping on the side of the hand. I'll hold my hand up a little higher so you can see it. Even though I have this huge to-do list, it's stressing me out big time. I'm willing to accept myself no matter what. Even though, and just follow along if you're just joining, I have this massive to-do list. And I feel like it just keeps getting bigger. The more I pay attention to it, the bigger the list grows. I'm willing to accept myself no matter what. Now we go to the eyebrow point. This to-do list. I have this massive to-do list. It's really stressing me out that I'm not doing what I need to do on this list today. I just woke up and felt like I did not want to do this list, which just added to the stress of having a to-do list. Because if I don't do it, under the arm, it's just going to keep getting bigger. And when I think about that, that really gets me going. It really stresses me out. Another day, not paying attention to my to-do list. Now it's going to get bigger because tomorrow I'm going to have more to do. So if I don't do it today, I think about tomorrow and possibly the next day, and it just stresses me right out. I get very overwhelmed. Why don't I want to pay attention to this to-do list today? Parts of me know why. Parts of me don't. I kind of start feeling guilty that I'm not doing enough in a day. If I stop and take a break, I'm not doing anything. And I'm wasting time. And then that to-do list is going to grow even bigger. That stresses me out. what if I'm making this process harder on myself than it needs to be? If I really just need a time out, wouldn't I be more productive if I gave myself a bit of time out and just accepted where I was? Then when I tried to tick something off my to-do list, I may actually have done more than I thought. And I just stressed myself out in the meantime. And maybe I only did that one thing. But by giving myself a break, I then had more energy to complete that task on my to-do list. So maybe I'm procrastinating because I need a break. I'm really tired. I got a lot going on. And if I do too much more, I might just put myself into a space where I need to take a longer break. So maybe I'm just meant to take a break. Maybe I'm meant to just put the to-do list down and just rest today. Forgive myself for being where I am. Forgive myself for taking a break and being okay with that. This to-do list isn't feeling so heavy at the moment. That's all I needed. This to-do list. This to-do list. Excuse me. This to-do list. So I want you guys to prepare to take a nice big deep breath and let it out. I should have asked you to put in the comments what your number was when we started, when you think about that, and then now where you are now. But it's not too late to ask you how that felt. Did it shift any energy for you? And make sure to drink some water. If you're just hopping on now, you can always review this later. But that one tapping round we just did was on a to-do list, a forgiving to-do list. Because today, I started it off today because today I woke up feeling pretty darn rotten. And as the day went on and I wasn't coming around as fast as I wanted to, I was actually making it worse because I was stressing myself out about the fact that I was pushing myself to try and do things and trying to get better instead of just accepting where I was and recognizing that I just needed a break today. So, yeah. Wow. Oh, I love that, Courtney. Courtney said that she was an 8 when we started and a 2 when we finished. So that's beautiful. I'm not sure if you picked up on it, how I was tapping and how I was kind of talking, but we talk about the negatives a little bit at the beginning. I like to do about 3 rounds on the negative and then take it around of some curious questions or some positive, because we start to shift that heaviness, so we want to fill it with a positive. So when we're tapping, we're imprinting that tapping and we're allowing our subconscious to be rewired about that new programming. So it's okay to take a break. It's okay to take a break. And if there's resistance to that, even though there's parts of me that feel resistant to believing it's okay to take a break, I'm willing to accept those. I'm willing to process that part of me. But I'm also looking to shift that energy that's not serving me. So that's also really super helpful. So thank you for sharing that, Courtney. That was amazing. Is there anything else that anyone would like to tap on that's now live right now? because I have some other stuff here that people have asked me to address. But if you're online right now and you have something that you have any questions about or you'd like to do together right now, I'd love to do one for you now. What is something that's really bothering you in this moment right now? An emotion, a feeling that's really overwhelming you, or stressing you out, or, you know, we don't have to go super deep because we're live, and if you're not comfortable doing that, I totally understand that. I'm actually drinking broth. I know that doesn't sound super exciting, but I wasn't feeling good, so I'm drinking broth. Is there anything that you would like to tap on? Okay, so I'm not seeing any comments in that, so thank you for sharing that, Courtney. I wanted to talk quickly a little bit about anger. When people hear anger, they think that it's a bad thing. And it was one of the weirdest things I'd ever heard, but also one of the best pieces of advice I've ever been given. And when I was doing my beginnings of self-help work stuff, when I was seeing my own practitioner way back when, I was told that the day that I laughed in the face of anger is when I knew that I was on the right path. And I thought that was insane. Now I totally understand why, because anger is that extreme, intense emotion that when you challenge it, you allow that anger to process, you allow that feeling to come up, and you ask yourself, why is this making me so angry? Pretty sure you're going to get a lot of answers. And what the key is to make sure you always remember that how we choose to respond and how we choose to live our lives is actually up to us. People do not change us, do not control us, do not tell us how to live our lives. We are the ones that ultimately make the decisions. So if you see someone suffering, you don't want to go up to them and be like, you're making the choices to suffer. You're not going to say that. But come from an understanding that if they say something to you, this person that you know is in a bad place, say something to you that upsets you, try to come from an understanding place that they're speaking of how they're feeling now. And that might trigger you because they might say something that's upsetting to you. So just know that whatever that trigger is or that response in your system is, that's yours to work on. So this is something you can do, is tap with that and try and think and work through that problem or situation. So if this person's triggered, you could be like, even though, actually, let's do this. Start tapping on the side of the hand. Even though. And you can think of a person that's triggered you recently. This person triggered me. Something inside of me reacted pretty badly when they said this to me. And think about that thing. Make sure you're focusing on that thing if you have something. I'm sure we all have something. People trigger us all the time. I love and accept myself anyways. Or if love and accept myself doesn't resonate with you, I'm willing to accept myself anyways. Even though that really triggered me when they said that to me. Get specific to who it is. I'm willing to accept myself anyways. Even though when they said that to me, it really went core deep. It really bothered me. And I'm still holding on to that. I'm willing to accept exactly where I am right now. Eyebrow point. I've been triggered. I didn't like what they said, side of the eye. I can feel it in my body when I think about what they said to me. And really, because I don't know the scenario you're working on, really focus on that. What they were saying to you, how it made you feel, like just where you feel it in your body, focus on that. That helps us get more specific. Under the nose. This trigger, I'm so triggered right now. I can feel it in my body. On the chin, I don't like it. Collarbone, how could they say that to me? Under the arm, how could they say something so hurtful to someone? It's not fair. In fact, it makes me kind of angry. How dare they say that to me? That's actually kind of bullshit that someone can talk to me like that. Because now I'm left feeling pretty shitty. It's not cool. It's not okay. Because now I feel like crap. It's just one more thing that I have to deal with. But what if I don't have to deal with it? What if what they said triggered me because a part of it resonates with something about myself? Maybe. Maybe not. But what I do recognize is that it didn't feel good when I heard it. So I'm taking the time right now to process what they said to me and shift what energy doesn't serve me. I can explore this in more detail another day. Maybe I know why it triggers me. Maybe it reminds me of a time long ago. Maybe. But for right now, I'm just trying to lower the intensity of how this made me feel. Because I deserve to feel better than this. And what they said is their opinion or their thoughts, not mine. Which is probably another reason why it didn't feel so good. So for now, I'm just gonna shift what's not serving me around being triggered by this person. This person's triggered me. This trigger. I'm just shifting the energy that doesn't feel that it belongs to me. Willing to shift what doesn't belong to me. This trigger. This upset that was caused to me, towards me. I'm just letting a piece of it go now. I'm willing to let go what doesn't serve me anymore. Willing to let go what doesn't serve me anymore. Now take a nice big deep breath and stop tapping. And then in the comments below, let me know how that resonated with you. Or give me hearts. If you don't want to say anything, just give me a hearts that resonated with you and that was helpful for you. And remember to drink your liquids. I'm going to keep saying that. It's going to get annoying, but it's really important when we're doing energy work to drink your fluids. So, thank you for the hearts. If you hopped on during that tapping round, please wait till the end. You can't start it anyways until I'm off. But rewatch this and go ahead and do some of it. We've done 2 tapping rounds now. I did one on the upset around not getting your to-do lists done, because today that's kind of how I started my day off. So I thought that was a perfect way to start my tapping sessions with everybody today. And then the second one was on if you've been triggered by somebody, if somebody says something and it hurts your feelings, or you feel something, you just feel like a charge in your body, you're like, whoa, that did not sit right. Then that's what that last tapping round was about. So I think what we're going to do to wrap it up is we're going to do another exercise, and it's going to be on Forgiving ourselves for being exactly where we are. Is that okay? Is okay if I don't say things out loud? Yeah. Okay. So I asked you to repeat after me, Melissa, when we do these tapping rounds, and it is absolutely okay if you don't say it out loud. Because for me, for example, when I was in my practitioner, like when I was a client of a practitioner long before I did my practicing certificate, I actually had a hard time focusing and staying in the energy if I actually repeated the words myself out loud. So what I would do is when she was saying it, I would repeat it in my mind and just really get in the energy of what she was saying. And any time a word doesn't resonate with you, use what does for you, because the more specific you get. So go ahead and rewatch these knowing that and try it again, and it'll probably work even better for you. But you want to be as specific as possible. So by you doing it how it works best for you, so if you're just repeating it in your mind and tapping along, of course, as long as you are saying things that resonate with you, then this will work really well for you. Now, because we're new, you may not have as much of an experience as those that are more conditioned to doing it, but as you keep practicing, you'll get better at your words. So I'm just trying to show you how you kind of start off with some heavier stuff, like focusing on the energy, getting really into that emotion and allowing it to come up, any of the feelings in your body that are associated with it, where it is in your body, how it feels, and then any emotions that are attached to the actual pain or problem, we're allowing that to come up. And then we're sort of, at the end, we're doing a couple rounds of tapping a more positive way. So then that way we can start to shift the mindset and reprogram that subconscious mind. So it's really awesome. So thanks for asking that question, Melissa. You can say it quietly. You can say it quietly or in your mind, especially if you're in a public place. If you can scoot off to a bathroom, nobody needs to know you're in there tapping. But if you're doing this in behind a stall door or in somebody's bathroom because somebody's really pissed you off, you can be in a bathroom of somebody's place and still doing this. Like in your mind, you're like, this person triggered me. I'm really upset right now and I'm just taking some time out to make myself feel better because I don't want to feel this way and I'm going to blow up and I'm going to say something I don't mean if I go out there without doing some tapping. You can say that in your mind. And I said it out loud, obviously, so you didn't think I was just like sitting here tapping for fun. So thanks for asking that question. Okay. So I think we're going to probably wrap this up. If you are in my Remarkable Women's group, I'm hopping on right after this live into the group because we're going to do some forgiveness stuff, exercises with tapping, and go into some detail around some specific questions that some ladies asked me there, just because it could go into a little bit more of a heaviness, and I wanted to make sure that I was in there keeping it more private. They just weren't acceptable for doing out here for that specific reason because it was somebody's personal question. So if you are not in my group, Remarkable Women, and you are a woman looking to make some changes and shifts now because you want to get out of your mind, out of your head, and start shifting to what you are looking to desire in your life, you want a better life and you're feeling stuck, then Remarkable Women's going to be your place to grow. We are just growing the group, and there's been a lot of free coaching going on in that group because we're kind of exchanging me learning the tech for that, as well as we're just building a community of like-minded women who are looking to support one another in many bigger ways. So hop into that group. You can join by the visit group button underneath the cover photo there. Also, if you have not grabbed my freebies, please go to my website, which I will post in the comments below. That is for transformwithjls.com, and that is to get your freebies. So if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, then on that page you will find sorry, I was trying to do two things at once. So, transformwithjls.com. As I was saying to you, your freebies, there's a video for you that describes all the tapping stuff we've been talking about, but there's also the tapping points guide to help you, so you kind of have it already written down for you, so you don't have to go and write it down. There is this wheel of life that I've done up for you, so you can understand that this is you in the middle, and these are all the aspects of your life that we want to have in balance. As well, next week we're going to be paying some attention to these, and that's why I want you to join, to go grab those freebies, because next week we're going to be talking about these affirmations. And I really want to discuss to you affirmations more in detail, because some people really just feel kind of like repelled by doing affirmations. And truly they are one of the best ways to reprogram your brain, but we are going to learn how to incorporate EFT to strengthen the ability to intensify affirmations and the power of the affirmations. So that's going to be something you're going to want. So please do go grab that freebie. Like I said, go to the website. I've put it in the links below, and you just go to the bottom of the page and you just put your name and email in, and you'll get that within like a few seconds. I've tested it a few times to make sure it's operating at my liking. So it's there for you. There's some videos. There is a tapping video on overwhelm. I actually just received a comment from someone who got my freebie and went and used that overwhelm. It's probably the 5th comment I've had since I've created this opt-in for everyone, and it's all about how I was actually feeling super overwhelmed and it worked immediately. So I would love for you all to have that ability to know how to do this and have it in your back pocket so you can get some relief instantly, because stress creates pain. If you've ever heard Louise Hay talk about it, she talks about how dis-ease in the body causes disease. So if you suffer from ailments, that's probably, oh, thank you for letting me know. I was just told that I'm going to delete this if I can. Yes, and I'll do it again. I actually see doing 2 things at once isn't always the best thing to do. The link wasn't working. Thank you for letting me know. Transform with JLS.com. Enter. And that's probably why my website didn't show up right away. So go grab that, because this is an amazing way for you to learn this. So there's 3 print-offs, different PDF files for you to print off that you can have, which is what I just showed you. There's a video on the introduction of who I am, a little bit more of who I am, and how to do a little brief talking on more about tapping, as well as how to use the affirmation sheets that I provided. But what I'm telling you now that I don't talk about in the videos is that we are going to use EFT to intensify the work of affirmations. You just need the affirmations worksheet, and it's a perfect time to go grab it and get used to the affirmations over the weekend, so you can kind of get familiar with it, and then when we do the work next week, it'll be so much easier. And then there's also a video of me, just like you've watched me today, that you followed along as I was tapping, specifically on overwhelm. So if you're feeling anxiety, you're feeling really heavy, stressed out, you're having a hard time catching your breath, we did a constricted breathing exercise yesterday, Wednesday, that you can go back and grab that as well. But if not, the overwhelm will work as well. So go grab that. And if you are a woman and you're looking to grow, please hop into my Remarkable Women's group, which again, you can join by hitting the visit group button on my business page. I'm not going to talk too much more. I got to hop into my group with my ladies, and thank you so much for joining me. Whether you caught me on live or the replay, I thank you so much, and I really hope this was helpful for you. Write in the comments below if it was helpful. Just say yes, helpful. If you ever have any questions of okay, now I'm getting it. This is what I'd like to know. How do I do a setup statement or work on X problem? Know that this does work on body pain as well. A lot of people that are unaware that the lower back, for example, is usually a lot to do with around lack of support, and definitely in financial support sometimes. So I know I used to suffer from a lot of back pain, and when I tapped on my back pain, I actually started getting some awareness of where I was feeling insecure about my money. That's a big one. So if you've got some sort of a body pain, we can work through that as well. Reach out to me. Do know also that if you want to have a chat with me, I do offer a free 30-minute discovery session, which is also, you can book from my link on my website. To book now, you just hit the book now button. It'll take you to my calendar and just book the free 30-minute. You just fill out a quick questionnaire so then I know what you're looking to do and what we're going to discuss, so we can utilize that time better for you. Other than that, nothing else to say. Hop into my Remarkable Women's group if you're a woman and you're looking for some extra stuff, because I'm about to go in there and talk more in depth about some specific stuff that's come up, as well as doing an exercise that is amazing for forgiveness for anyone, but mostly we're going to focus on ourselves. So that's a hard one for some people. Thanks again, and we will see you next week with affirmations. See you guys.